everybody, and welcome to Entropy Emporium for another wonderful session of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Hold on. I forget there's a script. There's a script. I fucking wrote it and I can't even remember to read it. Welcome to Entropy Emporium. Thank you for joining us. The next is chaotic fun and creativity where adventurers roll dice and digital realms come to life. Embrace the entropy of our community. And hey, join the Discord. Come play games as we celebrate the unpredictability of the tabletop and video games because we're nerds. We do a lot of that too.
Sorry, I just realized that another term for thirsty lesbian could be dehydrated dyke, and I think that's incredible.
Beautiful. Absolutely. But I guess before we get into it all, Kian, I'm gonna throw it to you for just like general channel announcements, if you don't mind again.
They're not in the overlay. I don't think anyone can see or hear.
Why can't they see Kian?
I don't know.
What a shame. Okay, now we can.
That'd be better that way.
No, stop it. Everyone should be able to hear you now.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. A couple of quick things about Entropy Emporium. If you would like to come hang out with us, we do some fun little shenanigans every once in a while. Got a pretty busy schedule. I'm trying to find where I have the messages already written out with the Discord. I talked to JT way too much. There it is. If you would like to come and hang out with us, come join our Discord. I'm dropping the link in the chat. As well, a couple things we have coming up. On Monday, we're going to be doing Minecraft Taskmaster. 7 of us are getting started. 1 person will win at the very end. If you're a betting person, don't bet on me because I'm going to lose, but I'm going to have a fun time, I promise.
It's going to be me. It's not. I'm not playing.
Because Taylor hates us. Taylor abandoned
us. I wanted to, but
Ashton was like, I'm going to join, and both of y'all are fucking busy.
The one day I can't.
I don't want to hear excuses.
I wanted to join, but it was too late, and they already casted people, and I was like, well, now I'm sad.
Okay, well, now we're just going to do our own.
Yeah, we'll just start our own.
God.
This is a cast of people who make excuses, is what I'm gathering.
Wait, okay. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there.
Bye, everybody. I guess.
What else are we doing? On Tuesday, we have our Horror Masks campaign that is run by JD, not Jason Dean. It is called They Call Us Villains. Check the trigger warnings on that one. It's a really intense game. On Thursdays, we are here for Cypher. We are playing Project Reach Extraction. It is our heist game that takes place in the net. It is .hack sign flavored. Saturday is going to be the finale of Our Traveling Home. So we've got 1 more episode of that. I will be running a campaign coming up for Of Invisible Sun. We have a casting call open right now. JT is going to be running a D&D 5e game. And of course, right now we are raising funds for the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund to support what is going on over in Gaza and try to put money toward the resources that are actually on the ground to try and make a difference. So if you would like to support, I'm dropping the link in chat right now. Maybe I pushed the wrong button because at work I use a Mac, and right now I'm on a PC and all the buttons are different.
Really a struggle.
It really is. But yes, go check out the links in the chat. I'm sorry that this was such a shit show, but that's Entropy Emporium. I'm going to throw it back to Taylor unless there's something else I'm supposed to talk about.
Chaos. Oh, my hair is like stuck to my neck because it's wet and full of mousse. Okay. Let's real quick go around. We'll have everyone introduce themselves, remind you who they're playing, and then we'll get into it. I'll go in just this circle I think I always go in, which means we start with Ashton.
What is going on, Prop? I'm going back to my Minecraft Let's Play. I have IBS, and that's okay, I think. I don't know if the IBS is what's wrong with my head, but yeah, I'm playing Anne-Marie, a pirate with a normal sized head.
But I mean, normal sized boobs because they're perfect, but like
very, very large. The largest bazoingas you've ever seen.
Absolutely.
And we can see this normal sized head that you have.
It's a little bit longer.
Showcased for no, it is not. I am such a yes and person, but I have to know this.
Absolutely.
No, it looks longer today.
Period. No full sentence.
It does. My head looks longer than you.
I love it. Layla, why don't you introduce yourself next?
I don't know if I have anything else to say. I'm Layla. Ashton's head is the same size as it was the last time I saw her. Unless it just gets a little bit longer every time you play Thirsty Sword Lesbians and Vampire the Masquerade and Jackbox, then it's the same size as it's been literally every time I've ever seen you. But that's okay. That's all. That's it. I don't have anything else. I'm happy to be here, folks. Not here very often. So happy today could be a day for me.
Love it. Let's then go over to Kian that we can now see. So sorry.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_chiffon, uptight-chiffon, depending on where you are. I am playing Marion today. I have a normal sized head. Marion has a normal sized head. We're just going to keep the trend going just to make it clear for everybody. I feel like that's a qualifier we need now. But yeah, I'm playing Marion, who's just a little lad, a little automaton, just vibing.
Heck
you know, now that we're talking about it, I feel like I have a big face. Not more so than usual. I think my face is big.
You all thought you were here for Thirsty Sword Lesbians, but we're all just looking at ourselves too closely in the camera.
Well, after
nostrils always sound like that.
I actually put a napkin over my camera so I wouldn't. But like, this is from my memory of what my face looks like. I feel like I have a big face. I feel like I always have. I feel like I've always had there's a lot of surface area.
See, I have the opposite problem. I feel like I have a big face, but not a lot to fill it. Everything feels very concentrated for me in this area.
No, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about my face. It's like I feel like I have a wide chin area and like, I mean, I guess a normal size forehead, but still.
And I'm Taylor, and I'll be playing CSC Seeker.
I was waiting for it to happen.
No, sorry. Keep going, Layla. I just wanted to do the joke.
No, I think that's all I have to say. I just have a big face, you know? Which I think would be good for camera and acting if I was like good at it.
Yeah, more
really.
I think on International Women's Day, I just want to say I believe women. So I think Ashton's head is getting bigger. I think it's noticeably. I believe her.
That would have been really rude. I just want to say that.
It's taller. It's taller. It's pointier.
I believe women, so I think
you
Ashton's
know
head
what?
is getting pointier.
What if though, Ashton? What if though you're just like losing some hairline?
Shut the fuck up. I'd rather my head be getting pointier.
And I'm Taylor, the other one. I run things here. Not very well today. I'm letting it run me, I guess. At this point, let's just keep on going.
It turns into a talk show about faces.
Look, it's International Women's Day. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, no one can stop us.
No, you gonna tell me a woman no today?
Too, so like that's insane, right? Glad I was invited. Thanks for allowing me to be here today.
Yeah,
Layla, between you and I, we make like 3/4 of a woman, so
that's true.
I think
like
it works.
Quarter. I'm like a quarter.
I think
How much are you?
It's a half right now, but it's slowly getting lower. Yeah.
As the more that we talk about Ashton's face size, the less woman you become.
I mean, I believe her less and less, so
it's not let me be clear, it's not the face, it's like the top of the head.
The whole head.
What XP to someone that can tell me what happened last week?
Hang off a billing.
Yeah.
I
got into a fight.
We got the gauntlet. We got the fire gauntlet.
We did.
We almost died. We thought we killed someone. We didn't kill someone. Ashton, well, not Ashton, Anne-Marie thinks that Caspy is a ghost. I remember that.
Yeah.
Anne-Marie thinks that we died.
Thinks or knows.
This love is supernatural, baby.
Absolutely.
All I remember is I got shut down sexually.
That's right.
Anne-Marie thought I was a ghost.
For no other reason. But again.
And for no other reason. Not because I rolled a 2 or something.
Again, I am not against having sex with a ghost.
It's
Just
just,
need to
is
be
it the
honest
lying
about it,
about being
yeah.
the ghost is the problem?
I think like that's a big thing about it. Yeah, you gotta be honest.
Just need to
Yeah.
know. Love it. Yeah. Well,
Taylor,
everyone
I
can
think
XP at
your
this point.
face is perfect size. I know that you were
Thanks.
saying that you think, but I think you have the perfect size face.
I
Also,
take the
you
glasses
look
off. This all
beautiful.
feels very weird. There's too much real
No,
estate, you know?
no. You could, if anything, you could have more face.
Maybe I will. I mean, if Ashton's is growing.
Yeah, I take mine. Again, not my face, it's the top of my head.
What if, like, every time you raise your eyebrow, more skin is getting stuck up there? And so that's why
This is
it feels
horror.
taller and pointier.
So last time we found ourselves in this old, abandoned but reclaimed temple of sorts. It bared resemblance to the one y'all found the earth crystal in, but we started in the middle of a fight with Zephyr and Sable, the two kind of ringleaders currently of the Dust Reavers, in a fight that took Marion and Sable tumbling off the skywalk and down towards the ground, and Caspia following, and mixed emotions and confused looks and flirts, and then trauma, and then thinking they killed someone together. There was a lot. Whereas then up at the top, we had a full-on dogfight with airplanes between Zephyr and Anne Marie as they were trying to one-up each other. There was a little bit of lore, Anne Marie lore dropped there of Anne Marie had been previously mutinied, and maybe Zephyr had a play in convincing crew to do such a thing. What a dick. But after everyone returned together alive and well, and definitely not ghosts, had some chats, had a message from Rumble, who has left the building. She went in search of Risky, who was supposedly out in the desert heading towards a place called Fire Watch, which is on some of the maps that got left behind that Anne Marie found. And kind of, I think, the general idea of the next place to go to. One, that's probably where Zephyr and Sable went, which means that's where the air crystal went. And now we know Risky and Rumble are there. But you bedded down for the night, decided to enjoy this place to yourself for a bit, have some actual walls for the night, and have a bit of a rest. What we're just gonna kind of go around in a circle here. Let's start with Caspia. What's Caspia dreaming about right now?
I think I remember having an idea when you brought this up after stream last week, and now I don't remember what that idea was. I think probably dreaming about the maybe about the what is it called? The Nomad Trials. I think maybe like one of those dreams where you're like back at some place that you used to be, you know, and you're like, what's going on? Like, I already did this already happened. So it's having a dream that she's back at the Nomad Trials, and specifically the part of the trials where the Beast of the Baron and is like back in that fight where she was injured when she actually like did the trials. And so I think it's not like quite nightmare level, but it's probably like more like stress dream kind of vibes, where it's like those dreams where you're like, why am I back in college and like I somehow forgot I had a class and I'm
I literally had that dream 2 days ago, and I was like, why?
I have those dreams all the time. So something along those lines where like kind of the like lucid part of Caspia is like, I already did this doesn't make sense, but still being back as like a teenager and like in this space.
When you did your nomad trials and specifically this section, were you by yourself? Had like other people running through the trials caught up at this point in time, or were you kind of solo?
I think I was solo. I think that's maybe partially why I ended up getting injured. Is I thought I could handle it just by myself and like without waiting for anybody else or without having somebody else help.
I think yeah, you're still, having this dream is pretty closely to what probably really happened anyway. You are like before, just let's just add a little, let's sprinkle in some of the drama from last time. You're at the section before you actually injured yourself. You're still kind of kicking ass. But then you see the Beast of Burden turn their attention and you see Marion standing in the desert alone, frozen, as this beast is like rushing towards them.
Oh, I think I throw myself in front of it. What is the beast like? Like, is it?
Yeah,
What is the creature like?
let's build them out. We kind of left it pretty vague when we started. I think, if we're talking maybe uh desert, granted we have like some magical influence and stuff. I'm kind of picturing some sort of big lizard dinosaur looking thing.
The questing
It's
beast.
kind of the vibe.
That's
What?
all. The questing beast is all I can picture, honestly.
Truly. So yeah, just like so many teeth, so many spikes. It's hard to, I think that's why they've probably uh live and can fight as many people, because I mean it's more about dispatching, getting away. It's more that you learn something, so it's just scarred. It's got that thick, like almost scales all over it to kind of help give it its own little armor.
Yeah, I think then if it's going towards Marion in the dream, I think without thinking, Caspia like leaps in the way to like take the hit for Marion, but feels resentful about doing it. Like not even before doing it as like, oh, I gotta do this. Does it just like pure muscle memory because that's like always who Caspia is. Like she is neglecting herself because she feels like she always has to be of use to other people. And this is the first time doing that as she gets this like claw or bite or something across her shoulder, jumping in to save Marion, feels this pang of resentment of like, why do I have to do this? Why does this always have to be me?
I think the Marion in the dream doesn't thank you, doesn't look concerned, doesn't have any really sort of reaction, but just kind of looks at you blankly, blinks. You see their face morph as you've seen Marion do before. So Marion mechanics, not dream mechanics morphing, as
Yeah.
they change into this face that you don't remember from anything. You can't like pull into your mind and remember who this is. They are they have very masculine features, has just this like very like already very darkly tanned skin, but is definitely leathered as well from just like being out in the sun. As this is, they've got some wrinkles and creases. It's older, probably like late 60s, early 70s individual with like kind of the bushy little old man eyebrows, but they're still dark with a little bit of salt and pepper. The hair is mostly buzzed. You can see just like kind of the starts of like very tight small curls that have that very like saltiness to them, that it's definitely matches the age on their face. And they just kind of like do a little like follow me and turn around and like walk into the desert. As you can see, kind of those like little heat waves that they kind of disappear into the beast as you look back now.
Yeah, I follow them. I can't hear Taylor anymore. Can other people hear her? Okay.
Okay, while Taylor's muted, I just want to ask, Ashton, does that board in the back say "Day since you made a child cry"?
I forgot to turn it around.
Wait, what's the number? What's the number?
I think it's 11.
It's 4.
Oh.
Okay, close. All right. I just had to ask. I was looking at people's backgrounds because that's what I do, and that caught my attention for obvious reasons. Maybe
Can
every
y'all
time
hear
you
me
make
now?
a child cry, your face
Yes.
gets longer.
The cord on my mic is like goofed, and so it just randomly like moves and disappears even if I don't touch it. Wonderful. I do need a story about why you have to count how many days you don't make children cry, but that can be a break time discussion. As Anne-Marie,
Yeah.
what are you dreaming about in this moment? Curled up in the plane with what's left of that bottle of rum.
Yeah.
A
Anne-Marie
fucked up hand.
is dreaming about when she was mutinied. However, it's not like Caspia's where it's like very similar to what actually happened. It's like it's she's on the ocean in her ship, and she's being mutinied by a crew of ghosts, and like there's nothing she can do about it because she can't touch any of them, and also like everyone, like Rolly and Caspia and Marion and Rumble are all there in ghost form, like helping out. Not her, just helping with the mutiny, I mean. And somehow this mutiny causes the ocean to dry up.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think there is, just a cacophony of sounds of various like stuff that doesn't fully make a lot of sense of where it sounds like a actual big sword fight and cannons and things kind of going off, but none of that is actively kind of happening in the area. You can hear people yelling probably at you, and probably maybe some of the reasons given on why the mutiny actually happened just kind of like replaying in these like various voices. And the whole time the wind is just like battering the boat back and forth as you're watching, with like each lap of the waves is just kind of more and more of the desert kind of appears out of the water line here. You have I feel like that the Caspia ghost, you probably like, replay some of the things Caspia said recently as they're just like looking at you very blank. No wink in your direction ever, just that plain stare.
Yeah
You
I feel like very frozen. Like I don't think she can. She tried to stop them in the beginning, and at this point I think she's just kind of like frozen solid.
What are, I guess, some of the, or a general consensus, like what was given to you by your crew as this like mutiny kind of happens? It's just like, fuck you, we hate this? Or was there like anything in particular that just didn't sit right with you?
I think a lot of it was Zephyr. I think that there wasn't necessarily anything that Anne-Marie did that was like bad that caused people want to commit mutiny.
Right.
I think it was just, I think she was a very like traditional pirate who like followed like classic pirate rules.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of the crew probably not only realized that like the ocean was definitely drying up, but like this was just a lifestyle that couldn't continue. And like she refused to admit it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of like, people calling for change, for move, for some sort of evolution, seemingly probably out of nowhere. As I feel like a crew that would hang with you would kind of be along those same values and be about it. But some of the few people started making a little noise of like, wouldn't it be nice if we weren't on this tiny pond? Like
Yeah.
maybe we figure something else out here. And that distance just kind of kept growing and growing and growing. And I think the one of the last things you kind of like really super register as this just like cacophony of various noises and memories from the past and that moment and things that your brain is just like making up to like create this kind of nightmare that have no real basis in reality but anxiety, and you're frozen and you hear like a jingle, not necessarily like a bell or anything, but kind of like a pouch of like coins or something, like little and you watch as like each of these ghosts kind of start to like disappear as what originally you kind of look towards where this kind of sound is happening. You see these ghosts walking past an individual and kind of getting onto a ship, another ship, as you see ghostly Zephyr standing there handing out like coins, essentially each person like paying them off kind of vibe. But one person standing on kind of the like by the actual steering wheel of the ship. I don't know ship parts, the little upper part of a pirate ship. Unmoving, not a part of this, looks much more corporeal, not ghostly. And it's that same figure that I described for Caspia, this older man. Ooh. You can see his full body now as you see that they're wearing very like plain kind of modest clothing of like linens and things, definitely not matching the vibes of some of the pirate crew around. A little more in the way of like hippie-esque, I would say, of like it's linens, it's lighter, it's someone that definitely probably lives in a hotter climate, kind of has that flow to it, but does have that just kind of kind expression on their face and looks at you and then like turns and walks into like where the captain's quarters would be.
Ooh. I mean, if I'm still dreaming, I'm going to follow him.
Yeah, that noise is kind of quieted around you and you can just feel the like breeze kind of kicking up as you get that will to move again and you start to walk off. Rolly, where we had kind of had left you at was also kind of hanging out with Anne-Marie. Y'all pillaged some of the belongings that were left here and kind of hanging out by, because there's planes, kind of hanging out by the planes as y'all curled up and went to sleep. What is Rolly dreaming of?
Orgies, straight orgies.
Yeah. Attracts.
Love it. Yeah, what's the
orgies?
No, sorry. Absolutely. The queerest orgies possible, but it's just orgies is what I mean. Purely orgies.
What is like our scene like? Is it like some really fancy imagination place, or is it like in the outpost? Is it in the desert? What's your setting?
It's at, when you imagine like when someone's really dehydrated and they have like a mirage of like a lake and it's beautiful and there's a palm tree.
Yeah.
We're all in like this shallow pool of water, absolutely going at it. And it's everyone in the crew, obviously. Is like one, but also Taylana. We can't forget Taylana.
Yeah. Not again.
And also like a bunch of other random beautiful people. Most of them have tails of some sort. Actually everyone in the crew also has a tail in this dream. Like if you don't already have a tail, you got a tail now in this dream. It's great, and it's great. Everyone's having so many orgasms. We're also very communicative about consent and talking to each other, which is really great.
Everyone's having
fantastic.
trauma, and Rolly's like, "This was the best night." Like, it's great. Which is gonna be really weird when I introduce this old man that stares at people. So we're gonna mix it up a little. I think
Honestly, Roland would probably invite him over. Like, why are you
true.
Why are you just looking?
But I think instead, you're like just picture perfect location, everyone being communicative. This is like the perfect orgy. As then things I never thought I'd say on a stream. As the night kind of starts to wind down, and it's one of those things in dreams where people are just kind of like gone after a while, and your kind of scope gets a little more and more close here as
More
we'll say
intimate
that
orgies.
more intimate, exactly. We'll say the sun has set, we have this big full moon in dream, in the life there as well, that is just like the water is super still, and you're kind of admiring the stars and kind of realize that everyone else has left, and you're just enjoying the sound of the waves kind of lapping up on this little Mirage-esque perfect beach in the middle of this water. And you see a boat, like just like a little like rowboat, kind of just glide up. It doesn't go to the beach, but it kind of stops in front of you, about like 5 feet into the water if you walked in.
Cool. I go up to it for sure.
You go up.
Is there anyone in it?
Water.
Is it
There's
empty?
no one in it. And it's empty. You crawl your way in. It's super easy, which it never is easy to get into a small boat on the water. My God. But you're just like able to plop right in, and it starts.
Well,
to
I mean,
go
and
off
after
again.
all those orgies, I already have shaky legs, so it's
Exactly.
really
And it's even
impressive.
more impressive at how easy this was. You're like, whoa, man. As then, the boat will start to kind of paddle itself off. You don't see any sort of oars or anything on here, but it is pushing itself along, and you can feel the breeze kind of kick up behind you, and you just have this very like calming sense just kind of come over you as like you're going further into like what would be open ocean, but there's not that like scary dread or anything. It feels kind of like right. And you can, kind of sit back, relax. You kind of feel yourself doze off kind of vibe as it's so relaxed. And keep going.
I'm sleeping in my dream. Let's go.
Yeah. Just sleeping off. It's great. Now question, Marion. Does Marion dream?
Yeah.
What are they dreaming about currently?
Trauma. They are back in the factory where they woke up. And it's this giant chasm. If you've ever played Horizon Zero Dawn or Far West, I'm picturing the factories there. But it's giant, and there's parts of mask units all over, kind of littered about. And they are falling down, and they look up and they see the crew who could help and don't. And it is replicating that moment of being angry at Caspia for following, without thinking sometimes you need people to do that for you. So it is a reversal of what happened earlier in the day.
You fall for what feels like forever, but the faces of your team never getting smaller, never getting farther away. It feels like you can't ignore it. You can't, that this terror is making you just kind of relive this feeling, these thoughts. And you continue to fall. And in a similar way with Anne-Marie's, I think you hear just those fabricated kind of feelings and thoughts echoed out. Probably a lot of Lear and Caspia's fights echoed back to each other, or back and forth in your mind here. And you fall, and then eventually you hit the ground, but it's not painful. It's not a shock. You just kind of like plop, like if you were to just like fall from standing up, not forever. And you kind of do a little blink, oh God, and look up, and you don't see the team anymore. You now see a big sky with lots of stars. You can see them kind of glinting. You can see the moon big and full to one side. You can see every constellation there is. And you feel the ground, and it's sand now. And you look around, and you're no longer in that just chasm factory. You hear nothing, but you can just see the stars. You can see the moon. You can just take a moment to breathe. What is, I think we could like scene setting question. What is like Marion's, I'm going to say like favorite, I don't know the best way to like, I guess what would you like think about to kind of calm yourself? Where would be the place to go? So maybe not necessarily like a favorite thing, a favorite person, a favorite memory, but like something that would kind of ground you that you would go back to.
I think before this mission, it would have been the reflecting pools, because that is the place nobody talks about that Marion loves to go to. But I think at this point, with everything that has happened, it's riding in Rumble's car awkwardly with everybody else around, like feeling squished in the corner, but just like feeling like part of the crew. Just that moment where you're just like, oh, like I'm around really cool people and they want me to be here, I think. And I'm really excited to be here. So I think that that's probably what Marion is thinking of.
You focus in on this thought while you're laying there, and you can kind of just feel the presence of other people around you as, you kind of sit up and look around, and you see this crew all sitting along Rumble, Caspia, Anne-Marie, Rolly, yourself right in the middle on the edge of this big dune, the car parked behind. You can probably see like Risky sitting up on the top. Like it's this kind of like, oh my God, everything is done kind of feeling. And everyone's looking up at the stars. And you start to see a shooting star, then another, and it kind of becomes this just like meteor shower. And everyone, in stark contrast to when you were falling, are smiling, are happy, maybe kind of like leaning in on one another. And there's like this moment of calm. And then you see one of those stars come falling straight down and then hit the ground, and like a poof of fire and energy. And it leaves almost like a little crater. And then another one, and then another one, as it starts to get closer and closer, and whatever this is that is happening, and that kind of like panic starts to set in again. And then you just hear, Marion, wake up! Marion! Hello? Marion! And like you feel your whole body shake in the real world.
Who's waking me up?
You open your eyes. You're back on the kind of top of this temple, the wind is going wild. Like it is like middle of a giant sandstorm kind of wild, with the exception of there's still bright moonlight. It seems like above you, clear sky, moon, but right at the edge of this building is just a torrential storm. You don't see Caspia. You don't see Rolly. You don't see Anne-Marie. You see standing in front of you a semi-translucent, it's shining in the sun woman, about 5'10", 5'11", pretty tall, slender, wearing just like general kind of outdoorsy kind of clothes, has their hair pulled back, has a little scarf wrapped around their neck for easy kind of sand cover. You see Lyra standing over you.
Hi.
Oh, thank God. Okay, you can see me. You can see me, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool. Great. We can talk about how this is like super weird and super cool and super awesome soon. But the other three just walked that way. And points like towards the big main kind of pillar of this building. And I think you see like Rolly's tail dip around the corner.
Oh, okay, shit, okay. And I'm just gonna get up and run. I don't even think that there's anything for Marion to grab. I think everything that they need is on their person. So I'm just gonna get up and I'm gonna start going and turn back to Lyra. Are you coming with me?
Yes, but if Anne-Marie wakes up, don't let her shoot me. I don't know if that's possible. But if it is, I don't want to find out.
I will do my best, but I don't think anything can stop Anne-Marie. So, I
don't want to die again. Okay.
I'll try.
Okay, let's go. And they kind of like it looks like they're shuffling behind you, but you hear like nothing as it's just like ghost feet. But yeah, you kind of run that direction and you see Caspia, Anne-Marie, and Rolly just like that blank sleepwalk looking like face on either of them or all of them as they start just like walking down. Now that the air crystal's gone and that elevator is inoperable, they're just kind of walking down the spiral stairs that go down.
Guys, any response?
Nothing. They're just
this orgy is so fun, I say in my sleep.
They say that a lot in their sleep, like every night so far that I've been with y'all.
I'm having a hard time remembering what an orgy is, but I'm sure I can ask one of them when they wake up.
It's not a type of juice, and this is Layla talking, just so you know.
I'm gonna go, and whichever one is closest, I'm just gonna like kind of grab their arm to try and stop them from walking.
Yeah, well, we'll say since we saw Rolly's tail last, Rolly's kind of in the back, and the first one that you're able to kind of get up to, and you grab their arm, kind of pull them back to stop. Rolly, in your dream, you're in this boat. You've kind of dozed off a bit, just feel nice and relaxed, and then you feel the like bright behind your eyelids. You know, you can kind of see that and can kind of feel that warmth, and you kind of open your eyes. And your boat is just in sand, sitting at like the base of the tower that you had been in. But the grass is green. The trees are lush and not bare. You hear birds. You can hear the lap of waves in the distance. There is like life and greenery. You can hear people talking from inside and laughter. There's no cars, there's no guards, there's no guns. You can smell flowers and food and things that possibly you've never smelled, as they've been long gone, especially when it comes to
Chicken nuggets.
chicken nuggets and like wildflowers. Like it's just this combo hitting you from the kitchen and then this earth. And yeah, how's really feeling in this moment, seeing everything a little different and smelling those chicken nuggets?
Well, first of all, hungry, obviously.
Yes.
Second of all, very curious. I'm like kind of excited. Like I want to go inside.
Yeah, you're kind of like looking around. You stand up out of the boat and you start walking towards the door that's wide open. You see it's not in the present time, it's very eroded, very worn, and the door that's there is very clearly a makeshift metal one. This one, the whole architecture of it looks pristine. All of the carvings along it are beautiful.
I always knew I'd find Terabithia.
True. Truly, the like door that's in it's like that very like Spanish style where it's got like the wood and the iron all mixed in. Is beautiful. And you go to open the door and then you get pulled from behind and you spin around, standing on the staircase looking up at Marion, back in the awake.
Yo, what up? You want to come to this cool place? What? Is it still behind me when I look behind me?
You turn around, it's dark. You see Anne-Marie and Cassia walking blank faces down the spiral staircase.
Fucking damn it, I was gonna get chicken nuggets.
What's a chicken nugget?
You know, I don't know, but I bet they're really good. They smell great.
I woke up and everyone left. And I'm gonna point to Lyra.
Yeah, I'm not where I was before.
Yeah, Lyra just kind of looks. I mean, they're taller than Marion, but like kind of looks around, and yeah, you can now see too, Rolly, like the just kind of bluish, semi-translucent form of Lyra standing there.
Yo, dude, you look kind of sick. Are you okay?
I'm dead.
Yeah, that would explain it. That makes sense. All right. Sorry about that. That can't be great.
No, it was not fun.
What do I look at? Can I see the other friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're still walking. They're probably now like a whole story kind of down as they've continued to walk through this conversation.
Okay, let's go get the others, I guess. I'm gonna go try to wake the others up.
Y'all turn and start to chase after. Anne-Marie, you have followed this individual into the captain's quarters, but instead of the captain's quarters that you are used to, it opens up into this massive room, and it has like, again, a lot of the same imagery and things you saw at the temple with the earth crystal, and then also with this one. And it's, I'd say probably, you know, like very similar to this one in like the kind of the big round room. You see that on each kind of quadrant of this room, it has various different carvings that all coincide. Like one of them kind of looks like waves, the other kind of looks like clouds, the other one kind of looks like flames licking up, and the other's like vines. Like it's very clearly kind of laid out. In the middle of this room stands the individual that you were following. And then you see in front of either of these kind of quadrants of this room, where there are these arches with all these carvings, stand these pedestals. And he just kind of like nods at you as you come in, and you start to see other people kind of apparate in various areas of this room, and can hear them kind of like arguing, it seems like, back and forth, as you know, you're stupid. Why would we ever do such a thing? And it's like, it's for the best of the world. I mean, our oceans are drying up, says someone by the water section. And there's like, no, because it could be bad. Like, there's just this argument back and forth of like, we should do it. No, there'd be big consequences, blah, 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 going on kind of back and forth and in various areas of this. And you kind of seemed like a fly on the wall. No one really registers that you're there or that anything is out of place. The same with this other guy. They don't seem to notice him as he kind of walks around and looks at various things. Is there anything particular you would like to do?
I'm just gonna keep like a close eye on that guy, to see if he seems to know what's going on, if he's going anywhere, like if he has like a direct path that he's going on, or if he's just kind of doing what I'm doing, like watching.
I think you notice that as he walks to a certain area, you can almost like hear those people better. It's almost like he is kind of a conduit of you seeing this, like he's showing you or making it able to kind of hear.
Okay. This is still a dream, but do I have my sword?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna take that out because I do think that this is a ghost, but I am gonna follow it to its destination. And I just want to have protection.
I love it. Yeah, you kind of pull your sword. Doesn't look like his expression really changes as he's kind of watching and walking around, but you hear one of the individuals in particular, we'll say one that is kind of standing in the general area that looks to have a lot of like the fire looking things, and they step forward to this pedestal, and as they do, you now see that there is a crystal on it. It's kind of like it comes into color as they step forward and as this man is kind of standing by them, and you hear them. He's like, this, what you are all proposing is ridiculous. If we bring these out of hiding, anyone who knows that this exists, I've seen the terror that this has caused. Our ancestors fought to keep these from doing this. I'm sorry, you don't have my vote, as he grabs the crystal and turns around and walks off.
And this was the fire one? Okay. Interesting. Where is he walking? Like, he's walking off, but where is he walking to exactly? Like, is he like incorporeal and disappearing? Or
yeah, so I'll say like it is a little weird where it kind of goes out, but as he grabs the crystal off of kind of this pedestal, you see that he kind of turns around, and what looked like just an archway with different kind of carvings and stuff seems like he walks up and puts the crystal to the wall, and the door opens, like the wall separates like a door, and then they walk through.
Okay. When he walks through, I no longer hear those voices.
Correct. And then it's just kind of like it all just fades away to nothing there.
Okay. Interesting.
Rolly and Marion, how are you? Because I know y'all are chasing after you, trying to wake them up as well, as Anne-Marie would be the next kind of in line.
Yeah, I think I'll run ahead and get Caspia, and I'll let.
That's a smart move.
Well, and then I'll let, since you're behind me, you can get Anne-Marie, and then we can. I just think it's the most efficient use of our time.
Okay. Yeah.
Marion is more than happy to let you wake Caspia.
Great.
Anne-Marie, you watch as this guy then kind of walks over to another pedestal where you see this like very large, like just it's in the section with like kind of the vines and the earth iconography, and they look like they could almost be a part of it. Like they are the boulder, you know, they're just massive individual, and has this just like very furrowed, deep brow that's just kind of like watching everyone look, and then just quietly shakes their head, grabs the crystal in front of them, and follows through.
Huh. Okay.
Then you feel a tap behind you.
Oh, I like my sword is out. I turn around. I'm not gonna actively stab. I'm just gonna have it ready.
Marion, Anne-Marie has turned around and pulled their sword on you.
I jump in front of Lyra.
Smart. Anne-Marie, you now, I mean, it was like you turned around. You don't even register that you have woken up as you are now on the staircase looking at Marion.
Okay.
Jumping in front of the dead person was an interesting move, I gotta say. I mean, really brave, but I just maybe not necessary.
Yeah, okay. Is Lyra very obviously a ghost?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. Cool. I think Anne-Marie is just gonna like keep her sword pointed at, I guess, Marion, who is in front of the ghost, and say, "What the fuck?"
We're not sure if you can kill her again.
I can certainly try.
She doesn't want to die again.
Please don't.
Oh yeah, no ghost ever does.
She woke me up.
No offense, but she seems pretty harmless. Like, high key, do you hear her voice? It's so high.
That help you, you know?
See, it even
Who
cracks
are
a little bit.
you? I don't know who you are.
We worked together. I used to go up on the watch all the time, and then you'd be like, "Oh hey," then we'd like share a drink, and then you'd go down, and
yeah, that was your human form, right? But now as a ghost, what is your demon name?
I don't think I have a new name.
Okay.
Maybe it's Arl. Maybe it's her name backwards, so it's Arl.
Oh, see, that's a sign of the devil.
I mean, I didn't mean as a sign of the devil. I was just spitballing.
I'm just saying, if it's backwards, it's the sign of the
work.
devil. That's what we always said on the seas.
I don't
go first. Hold on.
Can I ask? I think maybe ghosts are scarier on the sea because, like, you're in a boat and you can't escape them. You know, I feel like ghosts on land are just kind of like chill. You know, like. And also, people drown in the sea all the time. So, like, if you could see ghosts on the sea, it'd be like a sea of ghosts, which is like pretty creepy. But this is kind of just one, and she's like tall, but she seems harmless. I mean, I don't know.
We all lived in the same town for like many years together. Do you really not like remember us going to like time and like working and
I get it. You had a crush on me.
Dated the same girl.
Cool.
At the same time?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna throw a rock at Caspia because this is getting wildly out of hand for me, and I need somebody else to be awake.
Fuck yeah! Fuck the ghosts. I give Marianne a look of like I give her a nod.
I do think that now that we see Lyra, hi. I think you seem chill. I think we can definitely rule out Caspia being a ghost because if they are ghosts, they're different. I don't know if there are different breeds of ghosts.
Yeah, that's what they would have.
Can you ghost in different
I've been
ways?
a ghost for 3 days, guys. I'm not really one to be saying this.
Okay,
my other friends just died. I don't know why I'm still here, and they got to have a peaceful afterlife staring at Anne-Marie angrily.
Ghosts are stronger when they're first ghosts, or do you think they get stronger over time?
Well, you can see me now.
Like vampires in Twilight, like they're stronger when they're first turn.
Yeah, I've seen that movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm about to be a ghost. I'm about to be hit in the head with a rock.
I don't hit her in the head. It's not the head, like the shoulder.
You
I throw my body in front of Caspia to see her things.
down the stairwell. You're just falling head first.
Not again.
I have a ribbon dancer to try and help fly down the stairs. Shout out to anyone who gets that Fantasy High reference.
You have followed Marion, not Marion, through the kind of heat waves here, and the sand kind of blowing your eyes. You have to kind of squint and shake back some of the tears from just the sand in your eyes before being able to focus again. And you are inside. You are in a building that stone walls, looks very well maintained. You can even see just kind of like, not like ghostly, but kind of just like in a dream where just like people fill the area, but they're not like really there. You don't see faces. You don't really see like distinguishing features. There's just people around in various areas. And you notice on most of these people, and even in parts of this room, iconography that's similar to the Sandswept Guardians. What is that? What is it that you see that makes you think of them?
Yeah. I think, could it be like architecture? Does that fit like kind of with
Yeah, I
what
can.
you're thinking? I like the idea that maybe it's like a lot of Sandswept Guardians stuff are like these kind of big open rooms, like especially because a lot of the stuff is focused on like training, so it's like big kind of like atriums, but it's all made of this sandstone because that's what's like very abundant in the desert. Some of it I think maybe is even like fabricated sandstone, like they take the sand and are like, okay, compressing it.
Yeah.
So I think the architecture, I'm seeing all of this sandstone that's like building, or even like maybe some like statues or like plinths or something.
Yeah. So yeah, you have this like familiarity with it, but it feels still different. Like it doesn't feel like you are where you had trained just in a area you've never been or anything. It feels just different, like almost like evolved or de-evolved, like just some sort of offshoot of kind of this general architecture and this vibe. You see these statues that are very much made in the same sort of way, where it's maybe not like I think that'd probably the biggest giveaway, where it's just like, it's not like a clean, perfect marble statue or anything. I feel like they're a little more blocky. They're a little more kind of like, what's the type of art where it's like shapes and stuff to give you the idea? Is that impressionist? No. That kind of vibe.
Kind of.
Yeah. Where it just gives you the general gist and, may look somewhat like a person, or maybe has something to do with that person if they were like a healer. There's kind of like a heart mixed in, or like a snake, or something that kind of goes with that person. And that's probably the biggest like, oh, but you don't recognize any of these statues of these people, as you see that there are 4 around you in this room, which is kind of like still very big and very open, but a little oblong. And you see this large doorway at the very end, and these statues are kind of on either side of it. There's 2 on this side and 2 on this side. And there's lanterns lit all along. You can kind of see through, but very clearly has that vibe of like you're underground somewhere, you're downstairs, there's no walls, there's no nothing. It has that kind of mustiness of that. And you kind of start to walk forward, and you see that individual that you saw just the face on Marion, now the full body of their own clothes. And you see that they have on kind of their shirt, maybe holding a scarf together, like a little pin or something, the crest of the Sandswept Guardians on them.
I have a move that I think might fit this. I took a move on one of my advances from I forget which playbook it is, but it's one of the ones from a different playbook called Guidance from Above. When you petition a superior for guidance, they give you instructions and useful information. Mark XP or clear a condition if you do as commanded. They gain a string on you if you do otherwise. So I think as soon as I see this pin that has like the icon for the Sands of Guardians, I immediately kind of like go to one knee and say, excuse me, who are you and what's going on and why am I here? What is there something I need to do here?
They kind of shake their head a bit and then look back at the statues and kind of this door. And as they look that direction, you can see now that one of them has what looks to be like a flower in their hand that is glowing a dull green. You see another one that seems like they all kind of have their hands out, has like a flame that is a dull green. Then on the other side, you see one that looks to be like holding a cloud, not glowing. And then you see another one that looks to be like kind of water, like kind of waterbender style, like kind of around the hand, not glowing. And then he looks back at you. Have the Guardians really strayed so far you don't know what this is?
I'm sorry, maybe I wasn't conscientious enough of my studies. I don't recognize. I think those have to do with the crystals that we've gotten, but I don't know very much about them. I've just heard stories.
That makes sense. Sadly, that makes sense. It's not your fault and your studies. You seem to already be more kind of like pauses, trying to think of like a nice way to say what he's going to say. Receptive to our past than others, even if you don't know it yet. You've been drawn here. You'll figure it out. But your friends are trying to wake you up. So I should probably let you wake up so they don't think that you're dead and your other friend thinks you're a ghost. That's a whole thing. Just keep coming downstairs. All right, bye. And then you just like poof, the shadow, like the image goes away as you just get like tunk, right in the back with a rock and kind of stumble as like, you know, you were still like just in your shirt, like still injured. It's that.
Yeah.
Like, ow.
I think when I wake up, I am saying, what am I supposed to do? Like I am like saying it in the dream and as I wake up and look around. Immediately thinking I'm in danger because I just got hit by
there's
something.
a sword pointed at you and you are in danger.
And then there's a ghost up at the top of the stairs just waving at you.
Are in danger.
There's a pirate with a pointy head pointing a sword at you.
It's so pointy. The head is so pointy. You can't even believe
Am I
it.
still dreaming? Anne-Marie,
No, you're awake. Anne-Marie is
head
just popping
is so
off.
pointy. Anne-Marie's like
secretly Anne-Marie has had a
mode.
piece formed
Your
the
boobs are
entire
also
time.
Yeah, like you got the pyramid boob or the cone bra, like.
It's like if Katy Perry suddenly got way more triangular in the face.
Listen, the face may be fake. The boobs are not. Anne-Marie's boobs are 100% real, and I feel the need to like specify that.
This was
I think Rolly 100% knows because Rolly has motorboated them at least once.
Yeah, you can tell. You can always
You can
tell.
tell in the motorboat.
Yeah.
I just put my hands up like this because I don't have my weapons.
Okay.
Go like this.
Okay. So there are 2 ghosts here.
Anne-Marie, can I say something?
Yeah, you can totally say something.
I think there's only one ghost here.
Well, that's the thing. We have to
just-
figure out which ghost is the real ghost.
I think it's the one that's translucent, personally.
Lyra tries to like
Which
touch
one?
something and goes through it.
I think it's the one that's translucent and has said many times, "I'm a ghost."
Okay,
Maria,
but
I think it's the person that we fucking know died.
Okay,
We know
calm
her. We know she
down.
Oh,
died.
damn. Okay,
Okay,
not
Cassia.
you know
ghost.
what? Okay, I get it.
Cassia
You're
had
too
a bad
bitchy to be a
dream.
ghost.
Okay.
You know what? If that's what it takes,
You have
fine.
too much to lose, I guess.
I don't know what that's
Yeah,
supposed to
you know
mean.
what? You're right.
Be a
If I was
ghost.
I'd be pretty chill.
Yeah, right? Like, you have nothing else to worry about now that you're dead.
Anyway, so did y'all also have orgy dreams, or was that just me?
No, I
No.
know. My dream was actually very sad. Did you have a good dream?
I mean, it was an orgy. It was great. Like, I don't know what. I guess they
Okay.
could be bad, but when
Mine
I'm
was
drawing them,
traumatic.
they're not. Oh,
I've been to some
shit.
bad
Oh,
orgies.
no wonder you think everyone's a ghost. I get it now. All right. What about you, Marion? What about your dream?
I'm sorry, my dog is boofing.
Oh, sorry. I deeply apologize.
It's okay. She's staring at me. I forgot to feed them before the game started. Now they're pissed
Oh, no.
off. I know.
One of them's gonna
Marion,
throw up on the floor.
probably out of spite.
Yeah.
Marion kind of glances around the group and just says, I was falling and none of you saved me.
Hmm. Well, obvious dream, because of course we would all save you.
Literally, we would all like light as a feather, stiff as a board, save you with one finger.
Oh, 100%. There's no doubt in my mind that we would all risk our lives to save you.
The more that you say it, the less real it feels.
We would place Anne Marie's boobs where you were landing, so that way you had a soft fall.
My confidence in this group is very quickly falling.
I don't understand why.
Are you saying you're falling in love with us? Because like that makes sense.
No.
Oh
Wow,
shit!
that was so. You answered that so quickly.
So flatly.
Marion answered that the way I answered whether or not Ashton's head is getting longer and kinkier.
No.
No.
Caspia, who did recently risk her life to save Marion and was yelled at for it, pointedly is not saying anything.
I think Lyra,
So,
even
are
like
there some
under her
bad
breath,
guys
is
we
like,
need to find?
I guess we did well save you.
So is there some bad guys or something we need to find? Let's get out of here.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
awake now, right?
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Where am I? Where are we? Where are we? Okay, we're not where we were. This is not where I fell asleep. I know where I fell asleep. I always know where I fall asleep.
Do you need to talk to someone, Anne-Marie?
No. No.
Okay.
I always know where I fall asleep because I always make sure to know my surroundings and make sure that no one's going to sneak up on me in the middle of the night and do something bad, like eat me.
That would be bad.
In a bad way. Rolly, in a bad way.
I thank you for knowing me. I appreciate that. That made my heart flutter a little bit. Thank you.
It's really smitten.
Honestly, Rolling is now smitten with Anne-Marie. That was too good. That was perfect.
I just had to be sure. I just had to be sure that you knew.
Layla,
Well-
I think when you're smitten, you have like a question for your playbook
Yeah,
that you can
yeah.
put
Oh.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I should do that now that I'm saying serious stuff. Okay.
which I only point out because I want to know what it is.
Yeah,
What
truly.
have you? What have you done that you are sure they view as inappropriate? Well, clearly all of my very sexual jokes at inopportune moments.
Asked and answered.
Yeah. Is that a question for me? What have you done?
I think it's a question for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's when you become smitten with someone, say why, because they know that I make very sexual jokes at inopportune moments and caught me in the act. Give them a string, so Anne-Marie gets a string, and answer the question, what have you done that you are sure they view as inappropriate? Make very sexual comments and jokes at inopportune moments.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that tracks.
Pull up. I realized I didn't pull up Rule 20. Oh, it's going to be so bright. Okay. They gain a string on you.
Anne-Marie gets a string on me.
Perfect. There we go. All right.
Sick.
Well, real quick with that smittenness happening, I think a confirmation that Caspia is not a ghost. Questions abound, feelings abound. Let's take a break. And we'll come back in like 10 minutes or so and figure out what y'all are gonna do. I mean, this ghost said keep coming downstairs. Are you gonna? Or ghost dream man? We'll find out. BRB, y'all. almost hit live right before Ashton started saying the last thing she said that's still in captions, so y'all can.
That's
Know
fine.
what that is,
Everyone
but
can know how I
it's
feel
great.
about Shania Twain. She just got a
Girl's
Barbie.
girl. She got a Barbie.
I love
Yeah.
the way you.
She got a Barbie. It looks real good. It's a man, I feel like a woman outfit.
I love that. Anyway, what y'all doing?
I didn't get the melon.
Oh no. Yeah, y'all are standing on this staircase, awoken from sleepwalking, ghosts, mysteries.
I'm gonna, I think, convey what I dreamed. And then say what this person told me in the dream and everything, and then say, so I'm gonna keep going down the staircase. I think we're close to something. I think this is
We're going down the
gonna
stairs?
help us.
Chill. I roll into a ball and I just let myself roll down the
What?
stairs.
Wait, what?
Like I'm even bouncing a little bit.
Caspia just like calmly steps to the side, boom, boom, boom. Steps back and keeps walking.
Oh my god. Anne-Marie was gonna like have a whole thing where she was like, I don't know what to do here, guys. And as soon as she sees Rolly do that, she's
Slide
like, oh
down
my
the
god,
banister.
Rolly!
Slide down the banister. Slide
I'm
down
gonna-
the banister.
I
Roll
will-
into a ball.
I will ride down the banister 100%.
My name is literally Rolly. I had to do that.
Yeah, no, you
The
did.
laws of improv had to do that.
Yeah, you did. It
Gotta roll
doesn't mean that it's any less disturbing for Anne-Marie to see that with no context.
So Rolly goes rolling down the stairs. Anne-Marie hops on the banister and starts sliding down. Then we have Caspia, Marion, and a ghost walking
I
together.
walk carefully.
I let Caspia get pretty far ahead, and then I will begin walking also.
Lyra's just like, she like saved you, right? Like, what was it that the whole that's what like happened yesterday, right?
Yeah, and then it got weird. And I don't really know what people mean when they say stuff. Sometimes they mean something else, and I don't know if she's mad at me. Do you know if she's mad at me?
Honestly, I thought y'all were dead and I was just going to see you as ghosts. I didn't really follow the whole thing. What was I going to do? I couldn't touch things at that point in time. But I don't know if they're necessarily mad. They seem conflicted. I think they're more upset about maybe Rumble, and I don't know.
You came here with Risky? Oh, I'm sorry, Taylor. Don't
No,
stop
I didn't.
interrupting the fucking
You
game.
hear echoing in
deer.
the distance, Vera, as I roll down the stairs.
Yeah, I mean, Risky and I were in the same crew. Yeah.
And Risky got away?
Yeah. There was so much that happened. Like, we went in the traps I tried to save Anne-Marie and Caspia from, but I think that maybe might be why Anne-Marie hates me even more. But we dealt with that, and then there were those weird automaton things that just like came to life once I touched the crystal. So I sat it down and we were fighting those, and fucking dust reavers came in, and it was all a big mix up, and so much was going on. And yeah, Risky knew what we had found, and so I tossed her the map and she ran. But
Above table question. Did I forget? Did we fight a horde of automatons that I just
you
forgot
found
about?
them. They were dead on the ground. Like, they
Okay,
were
okay.
destroyed with these guys. So they fought them.
You said you touched something and they all woke up?
Yeah, that earth crystal, I guess is what Caspia called it.
Oh. Okay. Well, we probably shouldn't let them go far. This is valuable information. Thank you for that. If we leave this place, are you going to be able to come with us?
I assume so. I've just been sitting in the car and I made it this side of the desert, so.
That's really sad.
It's better than being stuck with my dead body that y'all left.
Okay.
I get it. It was caving in. It's fine. It's like a makeshift burial or whatever, but kind of sucks.
We can go back for it.
No, I don't want to see it now.
Okay.
I don't want to see that anymore. It's been a few days.
Yeah. Marion will, without saying anything else, just turn around and start walking down. Again, I don't know what people mean.
Lara just kind of floats behind. But yeah, y'all head your way back down. Rolly and Anne-Marie kind of like tumbling to the bottom first. And you are kind of in that entryway that y'all were brought in previously, but the disc that was the elevator is dead now, as there seems to be no air to be had. You do notice, though, we'll say probably Caspia, because I think they were looking at the crystal last, maybe has it on them or like in journal area.
Which crystal? The
fire
one or
one?
the earth one? Yes,
Yeah.
I think I have the fire one in my bag.
So you do notice as you're walking down, these lanterns all light for you. They don't when Rolly and Anne-Marie slide down, but as you come, they all start to flick on, giving you a
well,
bit
that's
of
a little rude.
And
Okay.
but yeah, y'all get down to the bottom. The elevator obviously not operable, but there's a bit of a mess, as very clearly a lot of stuff just got thrown and pulled around, but it's mostly supplies. Like, it's very clearly Dust Reaver things. But there are a couple of doorways here. You can kind of like look through one and see that there's what looks to be, just like smaller rooms where there had been some stuff. But another door does show another staircase that seems to go further down.
I think I'm gonna open the door that goes further or go through the door that goes further down. I think I'm just like the guy said, keep going down the stairs. I'm gonna keep going downstairs until there's no more stairs to go down.
Okay. Is everyone following suit?
They see me rolling, they hate him. I'm just gonna keep rolling down.
You all continue to roll, walk, glide, slide, whatever various ways you make it down the staircase. This one, much more enclosed. And I think you start to notice, Caspia, especially the farther down you get, the less worn this area looks. Like, it doesn't look like people have really been down here. There's some cobwebs, the ground's very dusty. But it is that sandstone kind of architecture that a lot of it was, but it's a little less eroded, a little more obvious, and it's kind of feeling familiar to you as you're walking. Again, the lights clicking on every so often as you pass by. You finally make your way down to the bottom, and it's a very dark room until Caspia makes it in, and then you just see a line of lanterns, like all kind of flip on. And it's a relatively small opening here. It's big, as in it's not a tiny staircase kind of big room, but it's just kind of an entryway of sorts. And you see this large stone, what looks to be door, that's kind of locked into place. Looks very similar to the one you saw in your dream, Caspia, though this one not with the statues, not in the big grand room, just kind of a door there that does have some similar kind of filigree throughout it in various spaces, but seems to just have a massive freaking like keyhole lock, and that's it. No door handle or anything like that.
Was there a keyhole lock like that in the dream?
In the dream one, yeah.
I guess I'll try to open. I mean, I'm sure it won't open if there's a lock, but I'll try to at least try to open it.
Yeah.
In case it's not locked.
Yeah, you're gonna kind of shove on it, move it. Doesn't budge.
Can I try to kick it open?
Sure.
Just like a cool pirate kick.
Well, how does it look as you kick an unmoving stone door? But it looks really cool.
Oh yeah, it's like I walk up to Caspia and I kind of like I like move him aside, like don't worry, I got this. And then I'm just gonna like kick the door with the flat of my foot as hard as I can, and it doesn't move. And Anne-Marie just like puts her foot down and she goes, "Okay."
I'm imagining that when you kick the door,
Yeah.
it reverberates like reverberates through your whole body.
Yeah.
Like Tom and Jerry.
She just goes, "That's all I've got. Anyone else have any ideas?"
I do the same thing.
Yeah. See that door? The one marked pirate? Do you think there's a pirate in there? I look at Rolly as Rolly kicks the door and I'm like, good.
Listen, we gotta just make sure you didn't need to do it twice. Sometimes you just gotta do it twice. That's the secret.
Exact same energy as when somebody on Family Feud says like the worst possible answer, and everyone in their family is like, "Good answer, good answer." It's like exactly what you just did.
Yeah.
I guess while they're kicking the door, I'll try to look around to see if there's like a key or something that looks like it would be used to open it.
Yeah.
When kicking it doesn't work, which I assume it doesn't because no one said anything about me kicking the door.
Does not.
Yeah, Taylor,
Didn't even get a
clear answer on
sentence
that.
from the GM, so I'm assuming that it didn't work. I give it a little kiss.
It opens.
Sometimes, just when you try force, sometimes all you need is a little.
That's so valid of you, though.
Sometimes. No, it does not.
Okay,
Open to the kick or the kiss.
Yeah.
I would like to take out my pistol.
Oh my god!
I'm not. No, I want to aim it like right at the lock, and I'm gonna give it a second to see if either the lock is sentient and wants to just like immediately drop, or if anyone's gonna stop me. And if no one stops me, I'm just gonna shoot the lock.
In my canon, I'm making out with the door as Anne-Marie like tries to shoot it open.
Is this what you wanted, Taylor? Is this what you wanted us to do when you said there was a locked door?
You can solve the puzzle however you want, I guess.
I'm obsessed with someone pointing a gun at a door and waiting for the door to open. That's the funniest
You gonna open up?
mental image.
You can
All
just
right,
open.
how about now?
I like the idea that when the kiss didn't work, I just started making out with it harder. Like maybe I just gotta give it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Caspia, will
Anyways,
you
where's
please
the
roll
medium?
for me whatever the smart stat is.
Wit.
Wit,
Whatever
yeah,
your-
to look around. For let me pull up and remember what these stats are real quick. Really, could you roll me one with heart, and then Ashton, Anne-Marie, can you roll me one with daring?
Yeah.
That's great because I have -1 wit, so that wouldn't have worked out for me.
I have -1 wit as well, but I did roll a mixed beat. I got a 7.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. I got
Wait,
I
do I
got a
string in the
7
door?
as well.
No, okay, I won't.
The what?
I don't have a string on the door, right?
You don't have a string on the door. No,
Damn.
not currently. Not currently.
Do I have a string on the door? Because I'm making out with it.
Not yet. Where you might by whatever your role is here. We'll see what
Okay,
happens.
okay.
Mhm.
Well, I got a 7, so I don't know
Okay.
if you were waiting for me.
So there's no strings on this door, but just think about the scene currently and the moment the two of you are sharing and trying to seduce and threaten and entice this door to open. And there's this moment, Rolly and Anne-Marie, where you lock eyes with each other. Rolly just like in the
My
process
heart
of making
skips a
out with this
beat because I'm
door.
smitten
Anne-Marie
with
focusing
Anne-Marie.
in. Yeah, you shared this like moment, and for like just a second, y'all are kind of like transported into your own little world here of just this like badass duo taking on this door, and you could not feel cooler to yourselves at all in this moment.
Good. You know what? That's all I wanted.
Yeah, y'all are sharing this moment together.
Me, Layla, that's all I wanted.
Marion, you're just watching this with Lyra standing next to you, like you ask a lot of questions socially. I just want to let you know that's not a thing you should do frequently.
I know that they haven't led me astray yet, but I think this is the first time.
Yeah. I think so. Whereas
Marion, come get in on this. Maybe 2 people need to be kissing it.
I'm okay, but thank you.
Maybe if all of our lips touch the door, it will open.
Lyra's just like, no.
This is not me trying to do an orgy like in my dream, I promise. I really think this is gonna work. By the way, you guys were all there. I didn't say that, but you also all had tails. Isn't that crazy?
Caspia, you're looking around.
Still half on the door.
You're just like, yeah, by the way. Caspia, you are kind of looking around, getting a lay of the land and trying to kind of avoid the distractions in this moment. And you still kind of like, I think you notice even more so now kind of that warmth from the crystal kind of just being close to you. And these lights like reacting to it and all of that. But you kind of look around and you see that there's like kind of this, like I said, just the general decorative filigree, but along the wall in this room, there seems to be like actual carvings or like etchings or maybe like old painted things that have like worn. And you see that in each of them, they seem to be various different scenes of conquest or success, where there's one where it's someone with kind of their foot on like a giant creature that looks like the beast of burden with a sword kind of raised up in the air. Another one is standing around like just arrows all in the ground, their sword raised up in the air. Another one seems to be like standing on what seems to be like a mountain with like a little sun set behind him, and what looks to be kind of flames in the distance, but then the sword raised in the air. All of them you notice with a sword raised in the air, a sword that looks so similar to yours. And they all kind of point towards the door with how these carvings are situated.
Well, does the lock or whatever in the door look like big enough to put a sword into?
It does indeed.
So I just kind of go over and kind of part and Anne-Marie and Rolly, I just kind of like push them gently out of the way. And
oh, you want to kiss the door?
I don't respond. I take out my sword and I put it in the hole in the door.
Ooh, she's putting it in.
The sword goes through all the way up to the hilt, and you can feel it kind of like lock into place almost like magnetically, and you're able to turn it. And when you do, the kind of like little jet on your sword almost like flares up for just a moment, and it looks like this energy kind of goes all throughout all the carvings on the door before then one section of it kind of, you can feel it pull away, and you're able to push open the door and pull your sword back out.
We loosened it up for you.
I think I'm still I still have 4 conditions, so I think I'm still just not in the mood for the goofs, and just like don't really respond, sheath my sword, and just like keep like go through the door, see what's in here.
Okay, you all are able to walk through and follow. There's just a small hallway that then opens up to another large room that all of the lights kind of flash on as soon as Caspia walks through the door. This one looks very familiar as you see a large room, mostly empty. Some more probably. This one's a little more well preserved, as very clearly these doors have not been opened in a hot minute. There's instantly kind of that stale air, but it's starting to kind of feel it burn away a bit with this now open door behind y'all and these lanterns going. But it is the same room that you saw Caspia in your dream with the 4 statues at the end, and you all see that one of them that seems to be holding a flower is glowing, one of them that seems to be holding a flame is glowing, and the other 2 are dull in this moment, but they only turn on when Caspia walks through the door.
Okay.
And all of you can kind of stand in this room and see all this different imagery of different very paladin-esque looking individuals, but also mixed in with a little more like it's less, whereas the one at the front door was a lot of like conquest and stuff. This one seems to be more kind of like just general life. You can see some of these people, but they are like handing what looks to be water to individuals. You can see others that seem to be planting. You can see just all this different imagery of what seemed to be this organization of people tending and living in the world.
I think would this count as following the guidance that I got from
The guidance from what? Sorry, cut out.
the guidance from the person in my dream?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Because if I do it, then I can clear conditions. So I am going to clear the condition of angry as I like come through the door, and looking around just feel like I can this seems like it's still associated with the Sandswept Guardians, unless I'm mistaken. So I'm kind of looking around and I feel a little bit confused because this is different than the imagery that I'm like used to for them. And I think the confusion and like this kind of like fear, guilt, hopelessness overtakes the anger that I've kind of been using to not deal with those other emotions. And I'm looking around and just some of the tenseness goes out of my body, and I feel like sore and tired still from like the fight and like not having like, waking up in the, and I'm like, was dreaming and all this weird stuff. And I just like look around and say, Guardians, but I don't really know what is like I don't know what all of this means or what this is.
Does anything in here look familiar to anyone? Like, and just like something we've seen like obviously we've seen like what these crystals do, and like we get that, but like is there like an image or like a something that just like looks familiar?
Nothing really. I think it looks very familiar. It all looks like extremely unfamiliar, as it seems to be lush landscapes and different things. Like it seems to be kind of like a little more pre world going to shit kind of vibes of a lot of this. I will say that I think one thing kind of like pops for Marion as you're kind of looking, and intermingled in this kind of imagery of what we're assuming to be the stand-up guardians kind of helping people. You see very clear, like non-human person, automaton looking figures alongside them in all of these.
Can you remind me, Taylor? It's the flower that's glowing and the water that's glowing?
The fire.
Flower and the fire, and the wind and the water are not.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stare at the water one for a long time. Looks beautiful.
Is there anything to take from the statues? Like what they're holding, is that removable?
It seems to be a part of it. It seems to kind of all be intertwined. There is still this other keyhole also in this door in between if you wanted to attempt that as well. But it is very noticeable that some of those aren't glowing currently.
I think Cassius said, like, kind of as everyone's like taking everything and looking around, just says, I think we need to bring all 4 crystals here.
Yeah, this feels like we found a place that we're supposed to come back to in a video game. Let me just try one thing, and I want to kick the other door. Does that one budge?
You walk up to the other door, kick the absolute shit out of it. You feel that reverberation back into your body. And for just a minute, as you're like reverberating, you see a flash of a semi-corporeal person that looks like the man from your dreams. And the door opens.
Okay, see, that was a ghost thing. I'm upset, but I will accept it. I'm gonna like gesture for everyone to go through.
You do all see in that moment too, the other 2 flash for a moment and then go away.
Ooh, okay.
As this like individual seems to be interacting with the door as well, the other 2 kind of turn on for a moment and then go away.
Okay.
My God, it's Captain Planet.
With our powers combined.
Oh my God. No, I don't want to deal with a superhero.
Emery, the door swings open and you see the room from your dream with the pedestals and then the 4 other archways in various sections. And this main big door kind of is a small hallway that leads in.
I'm keeping a sharp fucking eye on my friends here. They listen, in my dream, this was after I got mutinied. If you guys try to mutiny me right now, I'm gonna lose it. So she's not saying anything, but she's like clocking everyone. And she's gonna wait for everyone to go inside before she even takes a step inside.
Marion will go through. I've never seen this room before. There can't be anything bad in here.
I'll go in as well. I think I do feel a little suspicious that Anne-Marie is clearly having us go in first, but
while glaring at you.
While glaring at us, like
Marion's just like, Anne-Marie probably thinks we're all ghosts now. This is part for the course. It's understandable.
I think Lyra kind of pauses at the door and is like, "Do you want me to go in first, or like what?"
I just do the, and I like gesture her inside.
Okay. Like walks in as well. And yeah, you all are now in this kind of room. If you walk into kind of the center of it here, and you're able to look in various directions. Obviously, there's this big doorway to one side, but then yeah, there's kind of these like 4 other almost like pie slices out of this room that are very clearly themed around each element, and these pedestals in the middle. And you hear a voice, but just Caspia hears the voice at first. And just like, can you hear me? Okay. Your friend seems to have like trust issues when it comes to ghosts. Is it gonna be better if I like show myself or just talk in your head?
fuck
What's gonna be
you.
weirder in this moment?
Are
for them?
you a ghost?
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
a
I've been
lot
dead
of-
for like 300 years or so, give or take. What year is it? No, it's gonna depress me. I don't need to.
How long have you been 17? Okay.
Layla logs off.
Okay, guys, going to pee again.
I say, I honestly, I don't really understand her ghost thing. Whether it's sometimes she seems, I mean, she said she would have sex with a ghost, so I don't know.
I'm not like interested in that.
Sometimes the consensual fear makes it hotter. I'm sorry, I don't know who you're talking to or what you're talking. I just.
Hey, there's like, Amory, how would you feel if there was a ghost in here that wanted to
There
talk to
already
you
is one.
other than the one that we already know?
I'm just gonna
It's
take
been
out
for
my
a
sword.
long
I'm just gonna
time.
take out my sword and I'm gonna hold it with both hands, just for
Cool.
safety. And I'm
The
just
guy
gonna
will
say,
like appear in front of you as you're
"Ugh,
like,
we are so getting cursed. If we were on a boat, it would have sunk.
you know, you can't stab me, right?
It's for me. This is for me to make me feel better.
Okay. I can like give you a note on like some crystals and stuff you can maybe add to it that'll actually like help you down the road.
Like avoid ghosts.
Yeah, like
ghost-
you could stab a ghost. This just like old man super chill, just like hanging out. He's like, yeah.
No. I'm not taking ghost killing advice from a ghost.
Who better to give it?
Someone who's killed ghosts before and is not a ghost. Listen,
Makes you think I didn't kill ghosts before I became a ghost.
I just like slowly put my sword through him. And then I like pull it back out. I'm just like, that was a fucking warning.
I'm not too worried since you won't take my advice, so you're never gonna figure out how to stab me.
Oh my god, I fucking hate ghosts. I hate ghosts so much. I'm gonna like go and like stand in the back of the room and then realize Lyra's in the back of the room and then like find another place.
I'll just gotta like turn and look to everyone else. Hello. So sorry for dispersing your orgy. We didn't get to say hello because someone interfered, but you made it here. Hi, nice to meet you. Just kind of points to everyone, just like, I thought we were friends, Stan Marie, and then kind of then turns the focus back to Caspia. Where the hell is my legend keeper so I can tell you what this guy goes by? And he's like,
Hey, what's his devil name?
Yeah, so my alive working title when most people called me was Sky Warden, but that's like super pretentious now since it doesn't matter, so you can just call me Phil. Yeah. So you found crystals. And
Well, I
Yes,
think we know
Bill.
where. Yeah, we know where another one is. We have two.
yeah, yeah. Okay, that's a good start. I'm assuming then the
Were
air.
you up
So do you want
in
us to get the
the?
crystals? I have
Yes,
so many questions.
probably. I don't really know y'all's vibe or motives yet. But
I personally like just having food and water.
that is a need for survival that I hear is not happening much out there anymore.
The
So-
ocean's gone.
what
It's fucking
happened?
gone.
The ocean's gone?
The ocean's fucking gone, dude.
Like it's that bad that the fucking ocean's gone? I'm
It's
so sorry.
gone.
I'm not
It's
supposed to curse.
Oh,
gone.
can you like not leave this place? Are you like stuck here?
Kinda. Yeah.
You just don't want to go up the stairs. I feel that. Rolling down's really easy. I cannot imagine what going up is going to be like.
Well, I mean, I don't like have legs, so it'd probably be easy. I just can't leave that doorway.
Oh shit!
Unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah.
I look down and see no legs. I guess.
Well, I mean, like they're there, but they're not like I don't get muscle fatigue, if that makes sense.
Oh, hot.
It just like floats like 6 feet off the air.
There's a joke about atrophy and ghosts that I can't put my finger on right now, but it's a good one.
What were you gonna say, Caspia?
Were you said you were, people used to call you the Sky Warden. Were you like in charge of the island that fell?
No. No. That's a whole thing. There was another Sandswept Guardian. Sandswept Guardian? Is that what y'all go by now?
Mm-hmm.
That had found their way here by the push of the person who ran that city and took the crystal, flooded the city, which I hear ended very poorly as those ruffians made it back here with it again and have left with it again. So,
Do you happen to know where they would take it, or where they would take another crystal, perhaps one that has to do with water?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm surprised the like kind of motions towards like Caspia's bag that this one has made its way back here. All of them should have been here, and all of this could have been fixed, but everyone else decided their crystals should not be here. It's a long, shitty, complicated history, but I was in charge of keeping the air crystal safe and basically leading my group according to the tenets of said crystal in our sect of the Guardians. We were just the Guardians. Sandswept, I think, is their new rebel term. But I was the only one that brought the crystal here. Fire never showed up. Water never showed up. Earth never showed up. And, well, here we are. I'd assume they're locked somewhere in their temples. I mean, this is kind of the hub. This was supposed to be for all of them, and I'm the only one here. So.
Right. Okay.
My apologies if this is an inappropriate question. But did you wait here until you passed away?
pretty much. I mean, I wasn't much younger than this when I showed up. It was supposed to be a show of force from us, a humanitarian effort, a means for change. And as much as everyone argued against it, I held out hope that maybe they would change their mind and come here. I was growing old. Many of my people had moved to other places as just, y'all seen the world as it went to shit. Sorry, whatever, I'm dead. Fuck it, I'm gonna cuss. But I kept it safe and I lived here until I was no longer alive. And I'm still here.
I get it. You were the opposite of mutinied.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Pretty much.
Your crew didn't come and take anything from you. They simply left and forgot about you. And in some ways, that's worse than being mutinied. And I'm very sorry.
Thank you.
I feel like you were supposed to be here with your 3 friends. And
yeah,
it seems like you guys were going to make the ultimate sacrifice and maybe like stay in here forever as long as possible together, you know? And it was supposed to be like the squad and no one came. And I realize this might be rubbing salt in the wound, but genuinely, I'm sorry.
Honestly, your bluntness is refreshing.
Cool.
Not that I've talked to many people, but when people do talk to a ghost, they're usually very dance around it.
No, bitch. I know what you are. I'm afraid of you. I'm gonna be real.
Anyway,
I'm personally not afraid of you. I think you seem pretty chill.
Thank you. I really try to project that vibe.
You really show no fear.
Chill ghosts. At this point, I think I've only met chill ghosts. Like I think at this point, ghosts kind of have something going for them in terms of ratio.
Okay, Lucky.
Ghosts very chill. Demons, don't fuck with them. There's the difference.
Okay, are demons
poltergeist?
How
they toe the line?
Ooh, yikes. Okay, well I'll try not to run into any demons.
I would say the best way to avoid that is don't go on the ocean. But
there's not one, right? So
there you go. You're good.
Oh my god, yeah, that must. Amory, honestly, I've never thought about what that must be like for you.
Honestly, I miss it.
Yeah, of course you do. Holy shit.
If
I get this ocean back, y'all.
That's what I've been trying to do.
I think at the exact same time the ghost says it too. Phil's like, that's what we were trying to do.
Phil,
so how do we do that shit? Like, do we just bring you a bunch of orbs or what?
Bring you a bunch of orbs.
It's been all crystals up to now, but we're gonna switch over to orbs.
Yeah.
Well, they're like orbis
for the environment.
right?
Yeah, it's not our orby shaped.
I've imagined them as these little magical circles this entire time. So don't break this like illusion for me, right?
I don't know. Orb is just a really funny word.
Okay, globes? That one's worse. Okay. Here.
I guess.
Yeah. Do you want us to bring you some spheres?
I don't really have any
shiny spheres. Like
what have the guardians told you? Sand swept guardians told you?
I mean, they haven't told me shit.
Rolly just answer your question that's obviously not for them. I don't know. I barely even know who those guys are.
The only one I know is Caspia, and Caspia's pretty cool, but Caspia is a little tight-lipped sometimes. You know what I'm saying? How some people are a little shy about
I talk about the Guardians all the time, and you guys always act like you don't really care, so I stopped talking about them.
Well, did you do
I
it
don't- I
while I
don't
was
know.
singing sea shanties? Because I would not have listened if I was singing sea shanties at the time.
Oh, I did it while I was trying to hit on you.
I was most likely singing sea shanties at the time. If not out loud, then in my head.
In your head, maybe. The Sandsub Guardians, I think I tell Phil the like the general just like lore of the crystals that I know, which I don't think is like super specific. I think it like is just like, oh yeah, there's these 4 crystals, they have control over the 4 elements. And then I say, but the Sandsub Guardians don't really focus on the crystals thing. I just kind of heard that as like a story.
Lord. Yeah. Well, they've strayed very far from their origins, it seems, which honestly I saw coming. You know, reverse mutiny and all. The Guardians, that used to be all we did, was concern ourselves with the crystals and using them to enrich this earth and the world and everything, keep it all going, keep everyone safe, keep everything protected, live by the tenets of the crystal. That was our whole purpose. But things change. The magic in them not seemed necessarily to stop, but was waning, and our influence seemed to be less and less on this earth, as if, I don't know, it just wasn't as impactful. So what I proposed and what many wanted was to bring them all together, because while individually they can help in countless ways, together they can create an oasis. They can, everything can boil down to these 4 elements. And I stood firm that the crystals are waning. I mean, the one you have in your bag used to be the size of a near coconut. It was much larger than what's left of it. And if we put them all together, it would create a whole nother world rich with resources and a way for us to grow and evolve as a people and not have to worry about constant survival and getting water and food and fighting over things that would now be in abundance. But it seemed the fellow guardians in charge of the other crystals, the Tide Caller, the Flame Bearer, and the Stone Lord, were not in line. Each of them argued different things, and well, they didn't show. When many in the Guardians seemed to start to rebel a bit, and with the magic waning, a sect of them began where they would just protect themselves. They would train people to save people and not rely on magic, but instead rely on smarts and bravery and strength, which, don't get me wrong, that's amazing. But I can't help but think that they all doomed us to this life of no ocean and constant strife.
If the Guardians, if the crystals were failing, and I think I like pull out the one in the gauntlet that we have that's like so small now and say, the Guardians still do all of that. We still stand vigil in unity. We lend aid unfailingly. We take care of each other. That's what we're supposed to do. That's still what we do. So maybe maybe the other guardians knew that these crystals wouldn't last long enough, that we had to pivot to do something else. I don't even know if anything can be done with this.
Those weren't our tenants. Those are ones of those that decided to not lend their fates to magic and aid in that way. We were told to rise with courage, flow with compassion, burn with determination, and stand with strength. And I can't help but think that tucking your tail and running and telling people to just help each other and be so community is important, don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like what they did was compassionate or courageous or determined or strong. You're scared of change, I guess. I don't know.
Well, we know where the air crystal is, I think. But we don't know where the water crystal is.
Well, originally, the water temple was at the bottom of an ocean. So, probably somewhere to be found now. It was nestled in a ravine. You could see the coral and you could see animals of the ocean. So sorry if y'all never got to watch dolphins. That was very fun. So I assume now it's probably just another structure in this ever-ending desert. Do you have a map? I can try and figure out exactly maybe the general area compared to here. I don't know, things will be different looking, but the Water Guardians were closest allies. They were just swayed in the end to not support, I guess, the cause.
Interesting. I mean, water always changes. Should have seen it coming.
You'd think. Especially since they valued empathy and adaptation above all.
Emery's like thinking about her own viewpoints on things.
Yeah,
it does make sense, your superstition when it comes to the water. The tide caller was able to had such a deep connection to the ebbs and flows of water and life. She could talk to spirits in the rivers, the lakes, the ocean.
Yeah, I always knew there was something funky going on down there. I mean, I should have known. We threw so many people over the side of the boat.
Oh.
After they were already dead most of the time.
Okay.
Again, I just want to be clear, and I look at everyone like it was to prevent cannibalization on the ship. Mostly.
You mean it was mostly it was mostly intended to prevent it, or it mostly did prevent it?
No, well, there's a little of both.
Do you have a map?
Yeah, I want to pull out like 8 maps. Some of them not even related to things that we found on this adventure. I just have some maps on me.
Yeah. I'm kind of lay them out on the ground, and they kind of look over them, like very, very kind of like confused and trying to put pieces together and find landmarks. Is there any chatting or anything amongst yourselves you would like to do while this ghost is trying to give you an idea of this water temple? Just because I know we have conditions floating around. I don't know if there's any
Oh yeah, hold on.
brash moves or moves to comfort happening.
No. No, I can't do that. There's nothing in here to break.
I literally just thought the same thing. I gotta break something.
You can help each other by chatting and trying to comfort, but I don't know if
Breaking each
anyone's
other.
feeling or breaking each other.
Oh yeah.
Each other.
Can I borrow someone's arm for a second?
Marion just like yanks their arm off and hands it over.
Oh no. we will do anything other than talk to each other about our feelings. I think Caspia is going to just kind of sit down because she's basically been told like your whole life is a lie. So she was like trying to be chill about it and focus on like the task at hand. But now is like sitting down and going like, okay, is this ghost a liar? Or have I been doing the wrong thing with my life? And so it's just like kind of sitting on the ground and kind of just like looking into the middle distance and just like trying to see if she can find any inconsistencies in like her experience with the Guardians and really not finding anything. Like it's just like, oh, this seemed right. This still seems right to me. So it's not really talking, but it's just like kind of sitting on the ground and staring into space.
How's my hand doing?
It because you chose to fuck up the gun more than your hand, it definitely is like sore. You've got it wrapped. You may like kind of see it bleeding a bit and have to kind of rewrap it. But I mean, it's pretty damn sore. It's kind of,
Okay.
when like the adrenaline and the liquor has made itself out of your system, and now you're kind of like, oh God, I have to cope with this now.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like starting to rot or anything.
Not yet. Well, it was
Cool.
probably at one point in time, Rolly like pinned your arm down and poured some of that rum on it to
Yeah.
make sure it was cleaned.
Yeah. Okay. I won't chop it off then yet.
Where's the gauntlet?
Oh, I think I
God damn it.
I'm holding it. But you can get it from me if you want.
Marion does not want to talk to Caspia.
It's probably I can say it's probably just like maybe sitting next to me. Like I was holding it when I sat down, and then it kind of, so it's close to me, but I don't think it's like in my bag or anything right now because I got it out to show like look how small the crystal is.
We have, and just in full transparency, chat, my Orbeez stress ball exploded, so I've been picking up crumbs of Orbeez.
That's why I said Orbeez earlier.
Oh,
Layla was talking about Orb.
Yeah. So I apologize that I keep looking down, but I'm trying to salvage my keyboard as best I can, but it's all over my keyboard. We have the gauntlet, and we have what other one?
Earth crystal.
The Earth,
But
yeah,
I
that
don't think
y'all
we have
left
the Earth
it.
crystal.
Yeah, y'all
Yeah,
left
we
it
don't have
the matriarch. She kind of like hid it in her cabin in like a lead box.
I'm gonna go grab the gauntlet. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna walk up and grab it, and I'm just gonna hold it. Do I feel anything from this one?
You definitely like just kind of holding the gauntlet itself, like you can feel the heat coming off of it, but as soon as you kind of touch the actual crystal itself, you do feel like that warmth, that energy just kind of like immediately soak into you. Like it almost feels like you've had a quick little like adrenaline shot, and it's just like toasty.
But it doesn't feel like life awakening to me.
not life awakening, but energizing. It does feel like you connect, like, whereas anyone else gets warm or burnt or whatever, like, it does feel like you just plugged in a battery real quick. And that may just be the difference of it's just like really tiny. There's not much of it left, but like you do feel a little bit of that like energy. And I think even if you're kind of standing in this kind of more darkened room, can even kind of see the light that kind of like peeks through some of your Crocs and stuff glow just like a little brighter with it.
I think I spend a moment just kind of like holding it and feeling that, and then I'm gonna put it down. And I don't know how far the walk is. I would like to go back to where all of the dead automatons are.
So
Too far?
the dead ones were at the Earth Temple. They weren't at this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you had saw them there.
Okay.
You haven't.
I understand now.
Yeah. You haven't seen
it,
them or any sort of like. You're not seeing any yet.
Is that how you describe me?
What? Oh, just well, I was thinking like because the other ones were like very clearly their post was around the room, but like there's nowhere around the room that they're at was kind of what was trying to be said, but I couldn't like get the words. So they're not standing around.
Okay. I think that may have been the session that I missed, which is why it all feels like a vague fever dream.
I think so. Yeah, because we like ended in the or in that room, but a lot of the investigation happened the next day, and so or the next session. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Oh no, I see the picture of the Orbeez.
I know it's tragic. It's all over my. I'm mostly just accepting my fate. I'm waiting for the keys to stop working. Does somebody have alcohol? I assume.
I think
everyone just
Anne Marie.
Even the two ghosts
drinking last night.
Yeah.
I did throw one off of the tower because Anne Marie made me mad, but there was still some left.
Yeah, I'll just hand you like a half full.
I'm going to look at it and I'm going to look at Anne Marie and say, is this what people do when they're sad?
This is what I do when I have every emotion. But sometimes people do drink, yes, when they're sad.
I'm going to take a giant swig of the alcohol. And I would, if I may, I would like to use that to clear hopelessness. Lose yourself in escapism when you should be doing something important. And I think it's very clear, like I go over, I pick up the gauntlet, I take a moment to like meditate on it, I put it back, and I'm like pointedly not looking at Caspia because I don't know why I'm sad. I'm not quite sure what exactly is going on. And then I don't know if Marion can get drunk.
True. You're kind of like artificial parts, like is there blood? I mean, maybe we could say that like there's what would be the hydraulic fluid. It's a little like tainted with, and you're a little loosey goosey.
I was gonna say I'm a little looser. I'm a little sluggish. That makes sense. That makes sense. I do try to drink it.
You're not drunk. It's just you're not. This isn't supposed to be something that happens to you. So it's just like which, to be fair, is what happens with humans when they drink. So
it's very true.
Poison.
All right. You all kind of take a moment, and Phil just gotta like cocks his head and looks over at. We'll probably say Caspia, since there's a clearly nearly drunk automaton, a ghost, and then Anne Marie's just kind of like standoffish of it still because they don't trust ghosts. And we'll kind of look to Caspia and be like, what is? Hold on. Taylor had a brain fart as soon as she was about to say words. What is Sunshade's Embrace?
Oh, that's where we live.
And you've never seen the water crystal?
Is it there?
I'm 95% sure that this is the area. There was a tall kind of rock outcropping that looks similar to that was an island, and then there was like a basically elevator of sorts that you could go, like a water elevator, you could go down and it would be kind of set into this
Well,
gulch.
there is a well there. That's why Sunshade's Embrace can be there. It's because of the well.
Okay, that makes sense. Maybe your well is just the crystal creating water.
I
Oh
would think
God.
the matriarch would know about that.
I mean, but is that all it can make now? Like, is that how bad it is?
I mean, if
Because like
left
these things have shrunk.
you have to more harness it to do larger things. If left untempered, like here, the air crystal was here for so long, it was just a very breezy peak. The fire crystal, when left alone, just was a nice heater.
How are the crystals made? Are they something that happened naturally, or was it something that the Guardians created?
No, I mean, it was well before my time that they came into our care. Almost so much so that it's more legend. Some say that they found them. Some say that someone created them, that the gods created them, whatever, you know. But they fell into our hands to protect and make sure what needed to be done was done with them. So you've touched the earth crystal and now the fire crystal, yes?
Mm-hmm. How did that statue light up with... I don't have the earth crystal with me. So why is that statue like that?
If you're a guardian, the crystals leave a bit of an imprint. That's how we knew who was connected enough to be trusted with them.
That's how you opened the door when Anne-Marie kicked it.
Yeah.
God.
I channeled as much of my energy as I could to it, so the door would thank all 4 crystals.
Thank you for letting me pretend.
You still had to kick it to open it. I couldn't open it. I could just unlock it.
That's very kind of you to say.
In fact, I physically can't open the door. I can only unlock the lock.
Thank you also for not doing that if Rolly started making out with the door, because I think that would encourage
I did not
them.
want to encourage that behavior.
That's fair.
Yeah. This is like kind of a sacred space and all. Used to be. Until everyone kicked me to the curb to rot.
We're just all sad, including this ghost. We're all like, oh, we don't know what to do. No one loves us.
He's just staring longingly at the bottle of rum that Marion's drinking. I didn't know automatons could drink or get drunk or have many emotions.
Have you met a lot of me?
Not you. That's for sure. Like you. Yes. You can do the face thing, right?
I will make myself probably look like Lyra.
I feel like I'm throwing a lot of bombs on y'all today. I'm so sorry that my predecessors did not like gear you like points towards Caspia for a lot of this. But I'm just gonna add it on so we can all deal with this in our own time all at once instead of just like stringing it along for a bit. Yeah, the Guardians created y'all. Like the automatons.
Oh,
Not like you, not like
I meant like
you're a
us.
human. You got like I'm assuming parents. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
To do what?
I mean, at first it was well. I mean, as long as I knew, it was just help. Um, the face thing was more of a way to make people feel more comfortable. You know, not having just metal exoskeleton. It's a little unnerving to some folks, but I mean, they were as in tuned with these crystals as we were, maybe more so, as it fueled most of them, which is why I'm interested in how you've made it here.
I woke up in a factory surrounded by others like me that were dead or something, and followed someone to the embrace and have been there ever since.
Well, a factory. I don't know what has happened over the years. We more created automatons for specific needs like guarding this, helping with planting, helping with transport. It was, everyone contributed and we had a couple of units here or there. A factory is something very different. I'm sorry that this has happened.
It's okay, and I think I probably make myself look a little bit older, a little bit closer to like Phil's age, just kind of naturally kind of falling into sort of mirroring. It's okay. Is there a way to tell why I'm like what purpose I might have been made for?
Kind of like walks around, like looks up and down. It's like, I don't feel the connection I normally would have to the world and the elements, but you have all of, maybe I see energy from all of the crystals, which is something and odd. If these things have been hidden as long as they have been, you may have been there a while. I don't know, though. I feel like a factory of creating automatons would be something I would know, especially someone able to put a consciousness into one. Do you remember anything before? Very basic. I mean, it was more like a, do y'all have computers anymore?
Kind of.
A little bit.
Okay, probably whatever you have, but smarter, it knew, it learned, it talked, it walked, it had its own sentience in that way, but at the end of the day, it was a computer program just created to assist.
It didn't feel bad.
No. It didn't feel.
Marion holds out the bottle to somebody else. Does
Phil
not want
like
to be
wants to
drinking
reach for
anymore.
it, but like can't.
Oh, I'll take it back. I'm gonna hand it over. I'm gonna take a drink and then hand it to Caspia.
Caspia looks at it for a second and then takes like a long drink.
Good answer.
Oh no.
I don't remember really much of anything. Being shown pictures and being told to make myself look like what was on the picture. That was kind of it.
I wish I had some sort of sage wisdom for you, but you're an anomaly in the best way. Somehow, some sort of light and life was put into you for a reason. I wish I could help tell you what it is, but what the fuck do I know? I was just supposed to protect an air crystal and see how good I did that.
Why can't you leave this place? Lyra's gonna come with us.
I think it's a bit of my own doing. A lot of seeing this place as a prison and blaming myself, blaming my fellow guardians. I did not go at peace. And I think I'm supposed to find that.
Well, maybe you're supposed to find it out there.
I might have found not it, but the start of it with you all. I think I have resigned myself that I am not in charge of the crystals of the state of the world, any of that anymore. And it's not my life that they impact anymore. It's yours. Yours to do with it what you wish.
It's very impressive you think you found peace with us, because we're not a peaceful bunch.
No one is. But what do I have to lose? I'm already dead, right? Kind of like gives a little like knowing look over to Lyra. Lyra's like, too fucking soon, dude. It's only been a couple of days. He's like, oh, okay, sorry.
This has been a lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted y'all to like do this in like your dreams so you could still like get some rest. Fully understand if y'all wanna
Okay.
get some rest. I'll be here
Awesome. Thank
for
you.
at least a bit. And if you return, each of these pedestals was for one of these crystals. And it was meant to be a conduit for their power. Usually it would just be here for meetings so we could all feel each other's energy and be reminded of what each group was protecting and honoring. But if you do wish to take them all, make a oasis realm like I had argued for, you don't have to. I'll be fine either way. Like I said, it's sure go, but
Hey,
You could do that here.
I'm not. I wouldn't usually say this to a ghost. But we're gonna get those fucking crystals. We're gonna make that goddamn oasis, you bitch.
Just kind of laughs and smiles. He's like, oh. And I wish you all the luck and all the strength that the Guardians once stood for. And hopefully I'll see you all again soon. Or at least if it rains, I'll know you've done something.
Yes. It's gonna fucking rain, bitch.
And I think with that, that is where we will end tonight. Well, it's gonna fucking rain, bitch. And
Next
yeah,
episode title.
It's gonna,
it's gonna fucking
fucking
rain, bitch.
I'm sure Twitch will be fine with that.
I'm sure. They don't even let me put crap in highlight titles sometimes. But thank you all for hanging out. We will continue this, not next Friday. We're taking next Friday off, but the next Friday to, I guess, probably go get some fucking crystals. We'll probably do a little wrap up, see if anyone has any last things they want to say before, I'm assuming, heading to Firewatch to get the Air Crystal and Risky and Rumble, because we'll have Blair back. Oh boy. Let's go around real quick and we'll have everyone tell us what you got going on and all of those good things. And then Kian, I guess whenever, if you want to, when on your thing, give us our channel announcements and such. But let's start with Ashton.
What is going on, Power Bottom? Thank you so much for watching my Minecraft Let's Play. I've had IBS, and it's okay. Hi, I'm Ashton. Yeah, I played Anne-Marie. You can find me anywhere on Twitter. Nope, on the internet. But yeah, you can find me anywhere on the internet at Popsicle Mike, or on Twitter specifically at Popsicle_Mike. There it is. You can also check out my Twitch channel, which is Popsicle Mike, where I play Marvel Snap sometimes, and when I lose a round, I do a shot. So that's fun. Or just check out @KF Tweets on Twitter. That's a King Arthur podcast I wrote. It's pretty good. If you don't like that, you can support @Cars Conspiracy on Twitter. That's my other show, Written in the Cars, where I talk about Lightning McQueen and how he definitely has sex. And we are in the process of recording season 2. So get excited.
Hell yeah. Let's then go over to Kian.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_Chiffon. Tonight, I've been Marion. I hang out here every Tuesday, Thursday, every other Tuesday, every other Thursday, Friday, whenever we're here. I hang out here a whole lot. I also am over on Lost Caravan every other Saturday in our Fabulous Ultimate campaign. I am also, I do something. Oh, season 2 of Nova is starting next Wednesday. I'm super excited about that. I'll be on High Shelf Collective the Wednesday after that for Beacons, the Return. Arc 2 is going to get started. So yeah, that's a couple of things that I'm doing. There's a couple other projects coming up that I can't talk about yet, but follow me on the interwebs at uptight_Chiffon, uptight-Chiffon, depending on which platform you're at. As far as what's coming up next, Saturday, we are going to be here for, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to be here for the finale of Our Traveling Home. Monday, we are starting Minecraft Taskmaster, so come watch us all battle it out, doing silly little tasks. We're just going to be silly little guys doing silly little tasks, and I'm really excited about it. Tuesday, we are off because the following Tuesday is when the return of our Masks horror game, They Call Us Villains, is going to be. Every other Thursday is going to be Cypher Project Reach Extraction. And then, again, as Taylor said at the top, we'll be off next week, but come back the week after that for the return of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, Lust and Dust, Tales from Thirsty Wastes. And check out our casting call that's live right now for a D&D 5e campaign that is going to be coming up. That's me. That's the channel. I'll drop some links in the chat.
Heck yes, and go over to Taylor.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I use she, her pronouns. I played Caspia Sea Seeker, who also uses she, her pronouns. And what I have going on, you can find me online, most places at Roll4Felicity, including my own Twitch channel, which on the 16th, I'm going to be running, or really producing a one-shot of a Descended from the Queen game called The Anomaly. Descended from the Queen are GM-less games. So I'll be producing, but I'm not GMing that. And then also, I believe I'll be co-streaming the Minecraft Taskmaster, as I believe that's what we're supposed to do is have our own perspectives of what's going on.
I'm just showing up and vibing. Whatever everybody tells me to do is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. So I think, unless somebody screams, no, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. I think you'll be able to see my perspective of that on the 11th from my Twitch channel. So you should watch both, is what I'm saying. You should have Entropy Emporium up in one tab and have mine up in another tab. And then on Wednesday the 13th, I'm going to be on Horde of Tales for the Vason one-shot that they're running. We did our session 0 a couple days ago, and it was so good. I'm so excited about this character. I'm so excited about this one-shot. It's really, really good. And for everything else that I have coming up, you can, like I said, follow me online most places because I, do my promo and talk about my funny little thoughts and opinions. So you follow me.
Heck yeah. And then I am Taylor at Potato on the internet, underscores in some places. We don't need to be over there. But you can find me here in a couple of weeks wrapping up this fun little story. You can also find me every other Saturday playing Fabula Ultima over on Lost Caravan. We're doing that this Saturday. We lived, so I don't know what's going to happen now. It's a wild time. Also on Monday, I'm going to be starting a new campaign over on Apocalyptic Unlimited, a group of all POC individuals where we do streaming and playing tabletop games, video games, zine, just all around being cool cats. We're going to be playing Esper Genesis on Monday, and that'll be every other Monday. I'm very excited to live a space-esque badass life. It's going to be terrifying and I can't wait. You can also find me every other Monday that's not that over on Lost Caravan playing Lancers Hell's Gate, as well as, like Kian said, Wednesdays we'll be playing some Beacons of Farlight. And then not next week, but the following, we'll be doing another campaign over on Lost Caravan. No, I'm sorry. Hold on. It's very confusing. On High Shelf Collective, the game is The Last Caravan, and I'm really trying very hard for us to title it The Lost Caravan. An actual play of The Last Caravan on High Shelf Collective. I have not gotten a yes or no, so we'll see. We'll see if that works. And then obviously wherever you listen to your podcast, listen to Bloom and Blight, a Girl by Midnight podcast that I am the director for. It's so good. It's so fun. It's so wonderful. Anna and Kit have been just doing like God's work with their producing and editing of that. It's beautiful. Check it out. That's all the things I got. That's it. That's my life. I guess we're gonna try and toss a raid.
We are gonna toss a raid. You know this person. I don't know these people. Who are we raiding?
Yeah, we'll go raid over to Trooper SJP. Wonderful individual. They have played some Cyberpunk over on High Shelf Collective. They are also part of Apocalyptic Unlimited. And just an all-around really great like tabletop gamer and just pal. I don't know what they are playing. It's just a tabletop game, and the ad made the preview so small, I couldn't see.
Well, we are all going to go find out together. Definitely say hi, hang out, all of the fun things. But yeah, I will send us into a raid. Taylor, if you want to sign us off.
Yeah, everybody have a wonderful weekend. Stay thirsty.